water, earth, fire, air.
What's that?
It's fire, you
That went up my nostril.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new here. So obviously you guys know by the title and the opener what I'll be reviewing today, and that is another day, another Colourpop, the entire Avatar collection. I'm so freaking excited. So you guys want to see what this entire collection is all about? Is it actually worth it? Well then definitely keep on watching. Oh guys, I want to start off by apologizing because I know this is going to be a late upload, but I had to wait for lovely UPS to drop this off. You know, it's actually so funny. Corey and I joke about this all the time. Whenever I don't have something I'm waiting for, they come at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh, but if I'm waiting for a makeup product or something that I want to get up ASAP, they're like, you know what would be so much fun? Let's take as long as we can to deliver it to her. That way she can't film it. Oh, UPS. Okay, guys, so I'm such a huge Avatar fan. I've been an Avatar fan since Corey and I first started dating. He's actually the one that got me into the show, and we had watched it from Blockbuster. This is really showing you guys my age, but we had watched it through Blockbuster because at the time you can rent stuff through Blockbuster, so we rented that, and then I actually went and bought the entire series on Amazon when I was 18 with my little Amazon credit card that went into collections at 19 because I was fucking stupid. So I bought the entire series. I've been in love with it ever since. It's such a phenomenal show. So you guys already know that when I saw that Colourpop was announcing they were doing this collab with them, I was like, sign me up. And I don't know what the heck that was, but I was just like, sign me up. So, you know what's actually really cool is that Colourpop hasn't sold out of anything in quite some time. But on this collection, they sold out. That's right. They sold out of the entire full collection set. The Appa mirror, the Super Shock shadows, the Jasmine Tea lip mask. I think they still have some liners left. Nope, they don't have that either. They have been selling out so much. Even the eyeshadow palette sold out. Holy crap, Colourpop, good for you. So pretty much like this entire collection is sold out, minus the Water and Earth face mask mini kit. That's the only thing that's not sold out, and maybe Making Waves it's not sold out. But for the most part, everything is sold out on this collection. That is freaking awesome. Congratulations, Colourpop. I know it's been such a hot minute since you guys have sold out. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this collection because I am way too excited. I want to play with this. I've been waiting all day for this. So let's go and dive into what this collection is. First and foremost, they have the Water and Earth. This is some face masks, which I thought was actually quite interesting that Colourpop has some face masks. It is the Soak It Up. It's a hydrating hyaluronic mask, and the Big Detox, which is going to be a mud mask right here. And this one is still available for purchase. I think I saw this like $22. Now, when I purchased this, I actually used Raw Beauty Christie's code. So if you guys use code Christie, you guys can save 10% off of certain Colourpop items. But here are the two masks right here. I wonder if they even smell good. They're still so warm because of it being on the truck. Oh no, that does not smell that good. No, but I do like the design, and I might not get much use out of this, but let me tell you. Oh my god, what is that? This smells like tea tree. It smells exactly like tea tree. But I will say I am definitely going to hold on to this because I freaking love Avatar so much. So I'm going to make sure I save this collection. But this was part of it. Was this little launch right here. And yes, I had to buy the entire thing because I freaking had to. Next, they did come with the Jasmine Tea Overnight Lip Mask. And this one, again, is sold out, which is just phenomenal that Colourpop did sell out. And typically, I do keep some packaging, some things I don't. But for this collection, oh, I am keeping the packaging. It doesn't really have too much of a smell. But, ooh, that is sweet. That's dangerous for me. Because you guys know if I have something sweet, I'm going to like lick it. Okay, so it came with a lip mask. It also came with 2 fresh kits. These are glossy lip stains. There is the shade Fanatic and Sealed with a Kiss. Okay, so let's take a look at these ones. I think these ones are still available for purchase. Sealed with a Kiss, followed by Fanatic. So those 2 shades right there, Sealed with a Kiss, followed by Fanatic. Now it's a glossy lip stain. I don't think I've ever played with Colourpop's glossy lip stains before. Next, they have all 4 liners. Do you guys not see how goddamn cute these are? Okay, so first you have Aang, followed by Tosh, followed by Soku, followed by Katara. And if you guys don't know, I'm obsessed with Colourpop's Creme de la Gel liner. I have an entire drawer full of them. I'm going to be keeping these in their packaging though because these are absolutely beautiful. But I will go ahead and swatch these shades for you guys so you guys can see. I can already tell you guys right now the quality in these are probably going to be top notch just because Colourpop really does have some phenomenal like eyeliners. I think they're so pretty. But let me go ahead and swatch these for you guys really fast. So here are the swatches right here. There's Aang, Tosh, Soku, and Katara. Now that's actually not the names of the liners. They're actually called Blown Away, Groundproof, Fiery Fierce, and Making Waves. But I'm just going to call them for who the characters are because I just like doing that. Then, of course, they have their 2 Super Shock shadows. First, they have Momo. And please let me say you guys called it Momo. No, you didn't. You just called it Moon Peach. But this is a Super Shock Cheek. And you called it Moon Peach. Let's take a look at it, but we're going to call this Momo because this is Momo. Ooh. Oh, God, that is so freaking creamy. That kind of looks very similar to their shade Flexterian, which is a beautiful, like, Super Shock highlight from Colourpop. Very, very gorgeous shade. Then this one's going to be called Got Glow, but we're going to call it Avatar State. I'm going to rename this for the appropriate names that they really should be because that is how I'm going to associate it. So here we have Got Glow, Avatar State. It's going to look like such very gorgeous. And because these are super warm, because it was on the UPS truck, they actually have like a nice feel to it. But there we have the shade Got Glow right there. Now they say cheek, but I'm going to just associate these with highlighters because that's exactly how they remind me of. Next we did the little Appa Mira. Yip, yip. That's what he says. Yip, yip. You know, he always flies on, or he flies on a, like, I don't even know what this thing is really, but it just reminds me of like the Never Ending Story. You know, I'm talking about you fly on that big dog and then it's really such a depressing movie at the end of the day. And you're like, wow, I'm so glad I got to watch that as a kid. The horse just dies. Spoiler alert for being depressed. If that ain't an indication for how the life it really is. But here we have the cute little mirror. This sold out so quickly because it's Appa and it says little yip yip. I wonder if it has like it kind of has a magnification a little bit to it. So that's super cute. I'm going to hold on to this forever because I freaking love it so damn much. Okay. And then last but not least, we do have the star of the show, which is going to be the Avatar, The Last Airbender palette. Now this is how the palette looks right here. I absolutely love the packaging. I think it's so beautiful. I think they really did such a wonderful job at captivating the entire essence of the show right here. And then you look at the palette. I'm just so excited. Look at this. This is so pretty. This is the palette right here. So here we have all the shades. Now I will say that I think they did a good job for the most part, although I will say I do wish that Earth had a little bit more green. Like this could have been brown, gold, green. This could have been like orange, deep red, and like a topper. And this one looks like it'd be okay for air. And I think water could have done a little bit deeper blue. But here we have the Last Avatar palette. Let me go ahead and swatch these shades and then we're gonna dive into the collection because I have been waiting since the moment they announced these. I am eager to get my hands on this and play with it. I'm just so excited. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go down the row like how each one is. So very first shade we have is Air Temple, Air Blast, and Vortex. Fire Nation, Dancing Dragon, and Comet. What an ending to the show. Then we have Earth Kingdom, Quicksand, and Earth Rumble. followed by Water Tribe, Moon Spirit, and Ice Shield right here. Now, looking at these and swatching these, I think the only one who really didn't have their justice was the Earth Kingdom, the Earthbenders like Tosh, because she wears a lot of green and you really associate her with green, right? So I feel like they could have just done brown, the beautiful gold, and like a beautiful deep like forest green to really captivate Earth, especially since they did kind of do a brown shade for Air, because Air is kind of hard to like really captivate and like get the right colors for it. But I think the Fire Nation was really good. I think the Water Tribe is really good. I also love the little imprints they have in the palette. It's just, I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in because I'm eager to dive into this palette, to start playing with it and show you guys my love for Avatar, because I really do love it. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get you guys zoomed in. Okay, so the very first shade we're gonna go into is the shade Air Blast right here. And I'm actually gonna play with a mixture of the Airbenders and the Earthbenders, even though I really do love, like I would love to be a Waterbender. Like that is my ultimate, like that is what I would love to be. I'm not gonna really play with the Firebenders just because I'm not the biggest fan of reds, but I am still gonna play with the Waterbenders. But anyway, I would absolutely love to be a Waterbender, and if I wasn't a Waterbender, then 100% I would be an Airbender. Like two and through, I'd be Airbender. But the only thing is though, like when it comes to the I'm gonna go into some details here, okay? When it comes into the earth bending, water bending, fire bending, air bending, 3 of the abilities have the ability to grow and enhance, become something more. Like a water bender, depending on how strong they are and how much they practice, could actually become a blood bender. So you could actually like dictate and kind of control somebody, right? Then you have the earthbender, who have the ability to actually start to move metal, which is kind of like X-Men just a little bit, but they can actually start to move metal. But again, it takes a lot of practice. And then a firebender, speaking of that, well, not really speaking of that, I'm gonna go into quicksand right here. But then a firebender has the ability, again, depending on how strong they are, to yield lightning. Now, when it comes to the airbenders, we were looking it up. I couldn't find anything that airbenders can do necessarily. I guess, I mean, you could sit there and say, well, they can breathe underwater. Yes and no, but I don't know if that's like makes them pure strength. But I don't know if they have like any extra special abilities like the other elements do. But let me tell you guys, this show was just so phenomenal. And like the way they did the ending of the show was a moment that like gave me freaking chills. I had such chills when, I'm just going to spoil it, because if you haven't watched it by now, man, it's been out for like, I don't know, 15 years, something like that. But the way that Aang had the ability to take away someone's bending, like to me, that was just like a holy shit moment. I was like, oh, I legit was like, oh my God. But it also is very fitting because he's a monk, and I actually had the pleasure one day when I was working at Disney to encounter monks, and I was thoroughly surprised because I honestly was kind of shocked to see them at Disney. That's something you just don't expect to see, right? But they sat at my table and they were the nicest, and I was just really surprised that they were there because I just didn't think that was something they could do. I'm gonna go into the shade Air Temple right here, and they were like the sweetest people, and I had a lot of questions. I asked them so much just kind of about like their culture, their beliefs, just because I was a really curious person. And I actually got a minor in religious studies because I find different cultures and different religions very, very fascinating. And they were this, oh, I'm ruining the little imprint in here, no. But they were like literally the sweetest. And I just have so much respect for monks and what they believe in and how they practice. And so like me loving Aang as a character in the last Avatar was just no question. Like no question whatsoever. He was such a sweet boy. And I just love the fact that he didn't believe in killing somebody. And just instead decided to decided to bend his will onto them and take away their bending, which is just phenomenal. Then you have Legend of Korra that came afterwards and kind of ruined the show. Not gonna lie, kind of ruined the show, but I didn't really care for her. But I will say that Aang was such a powerful Avatar, and I freaking loved how they ended the show. I kind of wish that they kind of could have carried on into maybe more of his teenage years, so you can see kind of like how him and Katara got together, which was pretty obvious what was gonna happen. and how he was able to really control the avatar state, because for the longest time he wasn't able to, because usually the avatars don't know that they're avatars until they're the age of 16 years old, but he had to learn at the age, I think, of like 11. He had to discover early because of the Fire Nation attacking, because of the comments making them so strong. And it just was such a good show, and I love the fact that you get to see him kind of like learning and growing, and that is just so pretty. I'm gonna go into the shade Vortex. I freaking think this is a beautiful shade. I love when Colourpop has mattes with glitters in it. I'm just obsessed. But anyway, I have just been the biggest fan of the show, and when it relaunched on Netflix, of course I watched it again. And when I found out they were gonna be doing a live action version on Netflix, I got so excited, because I was like, oh my god, the creators of the show are gonna do a live action version of it, and not the one that M. Night Shyamalan freaking did and ruined the movie. But like, I know they're gonna do such a phenomenal job. And then when it came out that they left because of creative differences, oh, that broke my heart, because I really value the creators, and I love that they would have definitely kept it in the true to form as best they could. I get really weary whenever one of my favorite shows or video games get made into a movie, because I'm like, oh, they're gonna butcher it. Like, I went and saw the Uncharted series with Tom Holland, and I love that game. I love that series for so long. It was one of my first video games I played on my own in a very long time, and I love that series, the Tomb Raider series, and The Last of Us is my absolute, I'm a ride or die. I've played that game so many times, first and second, and I just get really like attached to the characters and get attached to the storyline. And so I was just really hesitant to see how they were going to do the movie with Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. And let me just say, I walked out of that theater freaking pissed. I was freaking pissed. They did it so bad. I hated every second of it. And it's actually so funny is that Corey, he's played the games, but he hasn't played them like as much as I have, right? Like, I've played the games multiple times. And so I knew who the voice of Nathan Drake was. Like, I knew who he was as an actor. So when they actually featured him in the movie for like a split second, I was like, oh my god, that's the guy that plays Nathan Drake in the video game. And Corey's like, how do you know? I'm like, how do you not know? You know, so I get kind of like scared about that. And like, I really hope that Netflix does it justice, just like I am really scared about The Last of Us. HBO is doing a live action version of Last of Us, and Neil Druckmann, who is the creator of The Last of Us and the director of Last of Us, he's actually participating on the show. And I think they're spending like $1 million per episode, 10 episodes. They said sometimes it'll come out this year, but I don't know if it really will come out this year. And I saw little snippets. I am going to be very, very kind of like, who am I to be anal and judgy, but I'm going to be anal and judgy. And I'm really scared about how they're going to do it. I'm really scared. So, and if they ever were to do, I don't know if any gaming company, I don't know if any makeup company will ever do like the Last of Us collection, but holy shit, if they do, I might actually cry. Like, I gently might cry, because I love that game so damn much. And since I played the first one multiple times, the second one at least 3 times, I can safely say that I actually loved the second one more than the first one. I think because the way that it just pulls your heartstring, and the way that you just connect to the characters. And I'm not going to ruin that game for anybody. I highly recommend checking it out if you guys want to have a really like heart-wrenching video game series and also really scary at points. I recommend checking that out, but I really do love how the team really makes you hate people, but then you end up liking them, and it's such a good game. Oh, I just am so excited, and I'm just rambling your guys' ears off. So anyway, let me go do the other eye for camera, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that the eyes are done, we're going to go back into this palette, and we're going to go into the shade Ice Shield right here. And we're actually gonna lay that down on the waterline, and then we're gonna blend it out with Water Tribe and a little bit of Moon Spirit, because again, I just really want to play with this palette, but I also don't want to do too much to it, because the fact like I don't want to ruin it. And it's crazy because like I know that these palettes won't last forever, but I have such a love for the Avatar that I'm just like, I don't want to mess with it. Okay, now that that's laid down, we're gonna go into the shade Water Tribe right here to blend that out. And then I might take a little bit of Moon Spirit to kind of tap on top to like use all the colors that I can. So let's blend this. Ooh, this is like an icy blue. Okay, then I'm gonna go back into that little liner one more time, and then we're gonna take the little shade Moon Spirit right here, and we're gonna line on top of that just to kind of like mix it just a little bit. Give it just a little bit of extra oomph. Now we're gonna take the little Moo Moo shade right here. Again, this isn't what it's called, but we're gonna go for it. This is the Moon Peach. And we're gonna take it on a brush, even though usually this formula best applied with like a sponge or your finger, but I'm just gonna take it on my little fan brush because I don't wanna do too much, but just enough to add, oh yes, to add that right there. Ooh, that is pretty. Oh, wow, do you guys see that glow? This is what I mean by Colourpop has amazing Super Shock shadows, or highlighters. All right, let me quickly throw on some mascara, and then we're gonna come back and do the waterline together with one of the liners, and then we're gonna go back into another Super Shock shadow to do the inner corner and brow, and then we're gonna finish off with the lips, and that will complete this entire collection. Okay, now we're gonna take the Ing liner right here, because this is gonna be kind of like a soft, pale tan, almost white pinkish, and I feel like it would just really complement this shade very well. Now the only thing is, you gotta be careful with Colourpop liners because they are so creamy. Like, no lie, they break so easily. Now, I personally prefer a matte liner. This definitely has a metallic undertone to it. This whole collection has metallic undertone when it comes to a liner. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I prefer plain matte liners, but some people do like to have the metallic. See, I don't know. Okay, now that that's down, we're gonna go into the shade Got Glow, and we're actually gonna put this in the inner corner and brow bone for that inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight. I really do love how they're doing the packaging. They're really captivating the packaging on this super well. And what I love about Colourpop's like Super Shock shadows or Super Shock, you know, cheeks, highlighters, whatever you want to call it, they're so versatile. You can use them for anything. You can use them as highlighters, brow bone highlights, eyeshadow. You can use it for so much. I just love their Super Shock shadow formula. It's just so creamy and it's just really top notch. Okay, now moving on to the lips. So I think I'm gonna go in, not with the red, because I feel like the red will kind of clash with this a little bit too much. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade instead. But let me quickly just line my lips. I'm just gonna go in with the Jaclyn liner. This is the shade Bourbon. I'm still wearing that lip mask. I'm gonna keep it on because it's super comfy. Okay, now that the lip is lined, we're gonna go in with that glossy lip stain. Again, I've never played with their glossy lip stain before. This is the shade Sealed with the Kiss. I feel like it's the only shade that's going to complement this just a little bit. Totally not the right shade. Okay. Oh, shit. We're going to make it work. All right, guys, I'm going to let this dry down, but let me go ahead and zoom you guys out, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on this collection. All right, guys, and this is the final look. So what are my thoughts on the Colourpop Avatar collection? Well, first off, guys, I'm going to be very biased here and say I freaking love it because I love Avatar so much, but there are some things I definitely could have gone without. So first and foremost, I definitely could have gone without the face mask right here. I generally probably won't get a use out of these at all. That's my dog stretching. I generally probably won't get a use of these at all. These are still available for you guys to order. I just wanted to have this whole collection, so this was obviously part of it, but if I didn't buy the whole collection, I would have skipped on this because again, I don't need to have the face mask. I'm not the biggest fan of 4-3 Beauty. It's just not for me necessarily. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not the biggest fan, but I will say I absolutely do love the packaging. It's super cute. Super cute. I freaking love the packaging on this. And I think they did a good job of that. Also, this one, so I think this is one of the first ones to sell. This is going to be the green tea, the jasmine tea overnight lip mask. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It was very comfortable on the lips. It tasted pretty sweet, but I probably wouldn't have bought it necessarily on its own just because I don't wear that many lip masks at night. My ride or die, I don't even have it on me because it's in my bedroom, is my Vaseline Aloe Lip Balm. I am in love with it. I've been in love with it for years. If you guys have been on my channel at any point, you guys will see that little green tin that I show you guys all the time. It's my favorite lip balm. I have one in almost every single room. That and the Jaclyn Cosmetics like lip balm as well. I really do love that. I'm not the biggest fan of masks per se. I just like more lip balms at night. So it's nice. I really do like the packaging. I'll definitely use this, but I could have gone without for this. I could have gone without that one. So we do have the two glossy lip stains right here. I personally would have passed on these because I'm not a big fan of Colourpop lip formulas. I think they do so good in so many other aspects of their brand. But when it comes to their lips, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of their lipsticks, their glosses, their lip stains. Like, I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of their formula. This has a very sticky texture to it. I don't like the stickiness of it. It went on easily. You definitely have to layer it up, and I definitely recommend putting like something down underneath this because it is kind of sheer. And since it's sticky, I could still see the product move and shift. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Colourpop lip products, personally, in my opinion. Out of the entire collection, those are the only ones that I do not personally care for. Now, when it comes to the other items, for example, the Appa mirror. Am I ever going to get a use out of this? Probably not, but I'm so happy that I have it because it's just so freaking cute. I love that when you open the mirror, it says yip yip, and I think this, again, was one of the first ones to sell out because I do follow Colourpop on Twitter and I see them talk about it. And this is just such a cute mirror. I love the packaging. I love this so much. I think they did such a great job at this, and I'm happy I have it. As well as the liners. Again, I love Colourpop's liners. I think Colourpop has amazing liners. I talk about the Colourpop liners all the time. If you guys ever see my collection, you guys will see that I have a whole drawer just for Colourpop liners. So I'm so excited to add these to it, even though these do have a metallic look to them, and it's not my favorite colors. I'm so glad I have it because at the end of the day, Colourpop has some amazing creme de la gel liners. They're so damn good. They're inexpensive. They're so long lasting. They're so pigmented, and they really are phenomenal. And I absolutely love the packaging on these. So I will be keeping these in the packaging because I just think they're so freaking cute. I love it so much. I think they did such a great job when it came to this in particular. Next, we do have the Super Shock cheeks. Again, I use these as highlighters, and wow, do you guys see this one right here? This is the shade Momo. It's not Momo, but we're calling it Momo because that's what it should be called. But this is the Moon Peach, and this is absolutely stunning. Do you guys see that glow? It definitely has definitely has a beautiful glow to it. I am obsessed with how it looks. It has that nice like wet sheen to it. It is such a pretty color, and this would be a beautiful eyeshadow, a highlighter, inner corner highlight, brow highlight, however you want to use it. This is absolutely stunning, and I will be using this a lot. And it looks very similar to the shade Flexterian. Freaking love it. Then we also have the Avatar State. Again, it's called Got Glow, but we're calling it the Avatar State. It is a beautiful inner corner highlight that I'm wearing right now, and brow bone highlight. I definitely probably use this more as an eyeshadow because it does have a deeper undertone to it, but it is beautiful nonetheless. I freaking love Colourpop Super Shock shadows and Super Shock highlighters and cheeks and whatever, anything that says Super Shock from Colourpop. It is chef's kiss. It is so damn good. They're highly worth it. So I'm so glad I have that. And then last but not least, we do have the Avatar The Last Airbender palette. Now, first off, the outside unicarton is just so good. I love it. I'll be keeping it in its unicarton. I freaking love the unicarton out there. I love the names that they chose in here. I love the packaging on the outside. And then when you open up the inside, of course, you guys already know that I am going to be in love with this one. I absolutely do love Colourpop's formula. I say this all the time, that Colourpop has some amazing formula. I have said that for years now. I love their formulas. So I don't have anything to say when it comes to formula because you guys know I'm already in love with it. But I will say I absolutely do love this palette. I think they did a good job for the most part captivating the Last Airbender feel. The only thing they could have definitely done different is the Earthbender section. They could have probably, like I said, make this into a deep forest green. Had this be deep forest green, definitely have the gold and maybe a different brown. I think they did a good job with the air. Fire, they could have done just a tad bit more, have a deeper red, maybe a brighter orange and a beautiful shimmer. And then blues, I do like how they did it because at the end of the day, it's a very gorgeous blue. Even though you want to see like darker blue, when it gets to the season, when they have the moon spirit, it just looks beautiful. And I think they just did a good job captivating it. So overall, this collection retailed for $135. I spent like 120 something because I used Robert E. Christie's code to save 10%, and I would say it's definitely worth it. Oh, I'm so glad that it's here. I love it so much. And even though there's some items that generally won't get much of a use out of, I still love this collection so much. I think Colourpop did a phenomenal job on the Avatar collection. It hits home. It hits a soft spot for me, and I love it. I think it's great. So I feel like this, in all honesty, I feel like this this review is going to be biased either way, just because I am so excited about this. But if they really messed it up, I would have said it. Like the Darth Vader one, I like the palette, but I feel like they could have done so much more for that. So they kind of missed the mark on that, but they definitely hit the mark on this one. They did a phenomenal job. So Colourpop, congratulations for selling this out. It's wonderful and I love it. So that is it for today's video, guys. Sorry this video is a late upload, but I still want to get it out for you guys today. So if you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 4 to 5 videos a week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for the Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, a huge thank you goes to all these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll definitely see you guys in the very next video. Bye. Three of the abilities have the ability. I definitely would probably use this more as an eyeshadow. I'm so scared.
Let's see what's in camera. There we go. Ready?
I'm scared. Yeah.
That was perfect.
That went up my nostril. It's that rain freeze shit.
It's the ring of fire! Fire! Yeah, that was perfectly timed. Okay, make a wish.